Initiating moisture.
Hello there, movie fans. Today I saw a movie many of you probably didn't even know existed or came out today, April 21st, 2017. The name of this shitter is Unforgettable. If I said to a crowd of 1,000,000 people, who here has heard of the movie Unforgettable coming out April 21st, 2017, I wager anywhere from 3 to 5 people would raise their hands. That's not a lot of people. Needless to say, this movie did not see much marketing, and for good reason. It blows asshole out of an old trumpet. I don't think I really need to analyze this movie too thoroughly. I don't think there's a single person out there that's just been begging for a moist meter on this one, that's just had their hand in their pants and couldn't get hard until I released a moist meter on Unforgettable. So I'm just going to give a general overview of everything here. The only good thing about this movie is Rosario Dawson. She does a great job with her character in this movie, as she does with most roles. It's just sad to see that her career sank so low that she'd even be in this movie. As for the other characters, anyone could have played those roles. I guess Katherine Heigl did okay being the crazy ex-wife, but I mean, it's not exactly a hard one to pull off. All she did was look bored and mean the whole time. The husband definitely got the easiest role, though. All he did was just give the most lukewarm responses to everything and almost sometimes hint at some emotion. I mean, a fucking animal could have played that character in this movie and no one would have known the difference. Anyone shy of someone dead in a morgue could have played David in this movie. So poorly written, everything in this movie is poorly written. The entire plot boiled down to Katherine Heigl was jealous because her ex-husband was now getting married to a new girl, so now she wanted to kill the new girl to ruin the marriage. That's it. That's all you can expect. There's really no suspense. There's no thriller here. It's just a very boring movie. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen by any stretch of imagination, but it is a movie that if you find yourself accidentally wandering into it, you'll regret it almost immediately. I don't know what the purpose of this movie was. It's not anything good, and I don't think it ever tried to be anything special. It really just feels like an uninspired homework assignment some kids in high school had to do for their English class. At no point in this movie do you ever wonder what's going to happen next, because you know what's going to happen next at every step of the way here. There's no plot twists, there's no greater overall plot, there's no anything in this movie. This is a movie devoid of substance. It's just a time waster. It's contrary to what the name would have you believe, the movie is just incredibly fucking forgetful. You'll walk out of the theater and then wonder what you just did for the last hour and a half, because you're not going to remember you saw a movie. This film's like a real-life Men in Black neuralizer. You go in and you forget everything that happens for an hour and a half, you walk out and then you're confused as fuck as to what's been going on for the last hour and a half. Everything in this movie just didn't have a point, except for one key character, one hero in this movie. There was one performance that really stood out to me, that transcended the movie really, and it was the hamster. There was a scene where Rosario Dawson heard some ruckus coming from downstairs late at night, so she goes to investigate. Tension starts to build up because it's getting a little bit louder. What is that noise? Is it someone playing in a fucking thrash metal band outside? I can't believe it. What's going on? And then she sees it's a hamster running in its wheel. It was fantastic. The hamster really killed that performance. I expect big things from the hamster. It might be the next Stuart Little of hamsters. I can't say that for sure yet, but it really came through really hard in the clutch in this movie. I'm actually even selling the hamster's performance short a little bit. It actually had 2 scenes in this movie, albeit the second one not quite as inspired as the first one, but still delivers a fantastic performance nonetheless. It's when an intruder comes into the house when Rosario Dawson's about to get super naked and take a bath, and it's supposed to be real hot and really suspenseful. But what stood out about this scene was the intruder saw the hamster just running in the wheel. It was great. The only 2 scenes in this movie that I thought really stood out to me and really just kind of brought this movie up. So yeah, I know I didn't really touch on most things I do when I review a movie or a video game or pretty much anything worthwhile to review, but this movie truly just doesn't have a whole lot to talk about. It's just a huge waste of time and incredibly boring to see. So putting this on the moist meter, I'm going to give it a 30% because it's not a horribly made movie or anything. It's just an incredibly predictable, incredibly boring, incredibly overdone type of movie. Just a movie that is absolutely under no circumstances worth the time to see. It's not so bad that it's good. It's so bad that it's just so boring. Except for the hamster. The hamster is what made me settle on a 30%. I would have given it a 20 otherwise, but the hamster really fucking nailed it in this one. See ya.